From the moment Bonnie took her first breath, life seemed determined to test her resolve. The doctors had solemnly informed her parents of the rare condition that would leave their daughter's body ravaged by scars and rob her of the boundless energy that most children possess. Bonnie's skin was a patchwork of discolored flesh, twisted and gnarled from the countless surgeries and treatments she had endured before her 5th birthday. Even simple tasks like running and playing became monumental challenges as her frail body struggled to keep up with her indomitable spirit. Despite their grim prognosis, Bonnie refused to let her circumstances dictate her outlook. A radiant light shone from within her, a beacon of positivity that pierced through even the darkest moments. When the other children would point and whisper, their cruel words cutting deeper than any scalpel, Bonnie would offer them a warm smile, her gentle nature a stark contrast to their callous behavior. As she navigated the treacherous waters of childhood, Bonnie's peers proved to be her cruelest tormentors. Her disfigured appearance, marred by jagged scars that crisscrossed her skin like lightning bolts etched into flesh, made her an easy target for their relentless taunts and jeers. "Frankenstein's monster," they would taunt, their laughter echoing through the schoolyard as they mocked her twisted features. The very thing that marked her as different became a source of unending torment, a constant reminder of the affliction that set her apart from the others. Yet through it all, Bonnie weathered the storm with a gentle resilience that defied her fragile frame. Her spirit remained unbroken, a testament to the indomitable strength that resided within her. Even when the bullies would steal her belongings or trip her in the hallways, reveling in her struggles to regain her footing, Bonnie refused to let their cruelty diminish her light. It was during those lonely years, when the cruelty of her peers seemed unending, that Bonnie made a vow, a solemn promise to herself that no one else would ever have to endure the isolation and heartache she had known. She had spent too many nights crying herself to sleep, her pillow dampened by tears as the echoes of their taunts rang in her ears, to ever wish such pain upon another soul. With a determination that belied her years, Bonnie threw herself into volunteering and helping others. She became a beacon of hope for those who had been cast aside by society, offering a listening ear and a warm embrace to those who had known only rejection. Her small stature was no match for the enormity of her compassion, which knew no bounds. Bonnie's efforts were fueled by a burning desire to create a world where kindness and compassion reigned supreme, a world where no child would ever have to endure the cruelty and unfairness that had been her constant companions. She poured her heart and soul into every act of service, determined to be the change she wished to see in the world. Yet, for all her selfless deeds, Bonnie's contributions often went unnoticed, overshadowed by those with more robust constitutions and commanding presences. Time and again, others would receive the accolades for work that she had tirelessly contributed to, her quiet dedication overlooked in favor of more visible displays. But Bonnie remained undeterred, her focus unwavering, driven by a deep-seated desire to make a difference in the lives of those who needed it most. As the years passed, Bonnie's condition worsened. She would collapse without warning, her body betraying her as it succumbed to the relentless onslaught of her illness. Each time, she would find herself in the hospital, the sterile walls and beeping machines becoming as familiar as her own home. The hospital staff grew accustomed to her frequent visits, their faces a comforting constant in Bonnie's turbulent life. They marveled at her unwavering spirit, her ability to greet each setback with a warm smile and a determination to press on. One fateful day, as Bonnie lay in her hospital bed, the doctors gathered around her with solemn expressions. The beeping of the machines seemed to slow, matching the heavy cadence of their footsteps as they approached. "Bonnie," Dr. Matthews said, his voice thick with emotion, "I'm afraid the time has come." He placed a gentle hand on her frail arm, his eyes filled with a sadness that spoke volumes. They had seen this before, the telltale signs that her body was nearing its limit, the labored breathing, the pallid complexion. They were all too familiar with the cruel march of her condition. With a heavy heart, the medical team began to prepare for what they knew would be her final visit. Hushed whispers filled the room as they made the necessary arrangements, each staff member acutely aware of the profound impact this remarkable woman had made on their lives. Bonnie, ever perceptive, sensed the shift in the air. She could see the concern etched onto the faces of those who had become like family to her. Nurses who had tended to her through countless hospitalizations, their hands always steady and their smiles reassuring, now struggled to maintain their composure. But rather than fear, she felt a profound sense of gratitude wash over her. These people, who had witnessed her struggles firsthand, were now rallying to ensure her final moments were filled with love and dignity, the very things she had fought so tirelessly to provide for others. As the hospital staff bustled about, organizing a small celebration in her honor, Bonnie's heart swelled with joy. She had faced countless challenges, endured unimaginable pain, but in this moment, she knew her life's work had not been in vain. The once sterile room was transformed, filled with the soft melodies of her favorite music, the gentle notes seeming to caress her weary soul. Familiar faces gathered around her bed, each one offering words of kindness and appreciation that warmed her heart. "Bonnie, you've been an inspiration to us all," Nurse Emily said, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "Your strength and compassion have touched more lives than you'll ever know." Bonnie basked in their warmth, her eyes shining with unshed tears of happiness. As she looked around at the faces of those who had become her extended family, she knew that her life's mission had been fulfilled. She had created a world where love and kindness reigned, a world where no one would ever have to face the loneliness and rejection she had once known. As the celebration reached its crescendo, Bonnie looked around at the smiling faces, the well-wishers who had become her extended family, and felt a deep sense of fulfillment. She had dedicated her life to ensuring no one would suffer the loneliness and isolation she had known, and in her final moments, she was surrounded by the very love and community she had fought so hard to create. With a gentle sigh, Bonnie closed her eyes, her body relaxing into the hospital bed. The beeping of the machine slowed, and a serene silence filled the room as Bonnie's spirit slipped away, her final moments a testament to the power of compassion and the enduring strength of the human spirit. The hospital staff, tears streaming down their faces, stood in reverent silence, honoring the remarkable woman whose light had touched them all. In that moment, they understood the true depth of Bonnie's courage and resilience, and they vowed to carry her legacy forward, spreading the kindness and compassion she had embodied throughout her life. As the sun set outside the hospital windows, Bonnie's gentle soul embarked on its final journey, leaving behind a world that was forever changed by her unwavering spirit and boundless love. Her life's work had ensured that no one would ever have to face the loneliness and rejection she had known, and her legacy would continue to inspire generations to come.